Have you felt it, too? The sudden, strong wind rushing through cities, shaking windows, and stirring the trees, as if the earth itself is whispering something urgent to say. In astrology, wind is not just weather, it's a movement, it's a message, it's the energy of air. That means ideas, tension, change, this week. Under the influence of Mars, Pluto, and the restless pull of collective emotion, even nature seems unsettled. What is the wind trying to blow away, do you know? And what truths is it trying to carry in? Do you know as well? And more importantly, is what's happening around the world also happening inside you? Welcome to Power Up English. Let's use stars to learn English. First, let's take a deeper look, sign by sign, at what the stars have to say for the week ahead. This week, the winds aren't just part of the forecast, they're part of the message. In astrology, wind belongs to the element of air, and when air moves fast and hard, it signals movement, ideas, revelations, and sometimes unrest, with Mars active and Pluto stirring the deep layers of power. We are in a period of high tension and transformation, both personally and globally. As per the news report, the nuclear sites got bombed a couple days ago, but tensions in the Middle East are still not eased. The tensions are followed by echo ancient themes of control, rebellion, and rebirth. Did you know that Iran's national chart, dated April 1st, 1979, carries the fire of Aries, ruled by Mars? That same Mars is activated now, stirring military energy, personal defiance, and cosmic confrontation. And it's not just Mideast, it's what we see playing out on the global stage mirrors the quiet or loud revolutions happening within ourselves. The wind is blowing for a reason. The stars are aligning for a reason. So, what is it that you're being asked to release? What truth is demanding to break through? And how can you use this energy, this chaos, not to fear, but to evolve? Let's find out, sign by sign. Before we start, remember, this video is not only for horoscope telling, but also for English learning. We are trying to make learning English not boring. So, subscribe, power up, then you can keep learning. Today, we have 13 idioms to learn. Each horoscope has one. No one is for all horoscopes as a whole. Let's start.
Indeed. This week, as Mars continues its transit and global tensions remain high, especially in regions like Iran, we may all feel the emotional aftermath of collective unrest. Whether it's a sense of unease, moral questioning, or calls for action, the sky reflects both the inner and outer wars we witness. What's happening globally may echo our own internal battlegrounds. There are possible horoscope themes for the week of June 23rd to 30th, Mars in focus. Channel anger or fear into action or healing. Pluto themes. Transformation through chaos, letting go of what no longer serves. Collective energy. Heightened psychic sensitivity to global pain or injustice. Signs like Aries, Scorpio, or Capricorn might feel this more intensely. Let us provide first idiom for all of you. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. That means hard experiences build resilience and inner strength. So use this week's challenges, either global or personal, as fuel for growth. Globally, there's a healing from crisis energy. Emotionally, people may feel drained, tested, or pushed, but also transformed. It encourages empowerment without denying hardship. Now, let's give details of each horoscope. Aries. New opportunities demand your action. Don't hesitate. But watch how you speak. Tone matters more than speed. This week, Aries strength. Fiery focus. You're laser focused and bold this week. Mars is your ruler. That gives you mental speed and drive. A great week to lead or pitch a new idea. This week, weakness. Short temper. Emotions may explode quickly. In other words, tension from global energies may trigger personal irritability or impatience in relationships. Remember the idiom this week. Strike while the iron is hot. It's a well-known idiom that means to take action immediately when opportunity exists, before it's too late. So don't overthink, act with courage. Why it fits? Because your energy is sharp. So seize it before doubt creeps in. Taurus. Focus on rebuilding emotional security. A peaceful home or nature walk may ground you more than 1,000 headlines. Strength. Grounded wisdom. You stay calm when others panic. Your grounded personality helps you stabilize others and make clear-headed choices. Weakness. Emotional stubbornness. You resist necessary change. In other words, the aftermath energy may stir old fears, making you cling to comfort zones. The idiom for the week. Don't cry over spilled milk. That means, let go of past mistakes or losses. Therefore, accept and move forward. Why it fits? Because you can either rebuild or obsess. Choose rebuilding. Gemini. Cut the noise. Pick your topic or focus, don't be everywhere at once. Gemini strength this week. Mental agility. You adapt quickly to new information. This week's shifting energy plays to your intellectual strengths and quick reactions. Weakness. Scattered attention. Too many chapters open, mentally and emotionally. In other words, distraction from emotional overwhelm or overconsumption of global news can drain you. The best idiom. Don't bite off more than you can chew. That means don't take on more than you can handle. So focus on one thing at a time. Why it fits? Because simplifying will amplify your power this week. Cancer. Protect your energy. Focus on meaningful support, not emotional rescue missions. Cancer's strength this week. Deep empathy. That means you emotionally sense what others miss. In other words, collective grief or tension inspires your nurturing instinct, which helps others feel safe. Cancer's weakness this week. Absorbing negativity. That means you take on emotions that aren't yours. In other words, this week's aftermath energy may leave you drained if you don't set boundaries. The idiom for Cancer this week. You can't pour from an empty cup. That means care for yourself first before helping others. So recharge first and say no when you need to. Why it fits? Because you're a natural healer, but even natural healers need rest. Leo. Own your voice but keep your ears open too. Empathy adds to your power. Leo's strength. Creative spark. That means you shine with natural charisma. So it's good to use this week to share, create, or express what others are afraid to say. Leo's weakness. Prideful reaction. It says ego may flare in tense situations. In other words, global or personal pressure may make you over-defensive. The best idiom. Pride comes before a fall. That means to be careful of letting pride blind you. So, stay humble, stay wise. Why it fits? Because you lead best when grounded in purpose, not applause. Virgo. You are the calm during the storm, as long as you're not the one stirring it. Strength. Organized insight. You see the patterns that others miss. This week's chaos is your canvas. Solve problems, build structure. Weakness. Overcritical. You may self-blame or nitpick others. Heightened tension could push you into fix-it mode. Don't forget compassion. Remember the idiom. Don't make a mountain out of a molehill. Don't exaggerate small issues. So keep perspective. Not everything is a crisis. Why it fits? Because your clarity is powerful when not clouded by perfectionism. Libra. Truth-telling leads to peace. Don't sacrifice your needs for temporary ease. Libra's strength. Diplomatic grace. You bring balance to charged situations. In other words, your charm and fairness can cool conflict. Or promote peace, globally or personally. Libra's weakness. Avoiding conflict. You may pretend all is okay to avoid confrontation. In other words, ignoring tension could cause it to explode later. The best idiom for the week. Don't sweep it under the rug. That means don't ignore problems because they'll grow. Address issues calmly and directly. Why it fits? Because real harmony requires honest effort. Scorpio. Don't fear the chaos. Let it forge your next path, not trap you in the old one. Strength. Emotional depth. You thrive in deep, transformational energy. It says this week's collective tension aligns with your soul's mission, transformation. Weakness. Control issues. You may try to force outcomes. It says global uncertainty may stir your fear of powerlessness, release it. The best idiom. Let go or be dragged. That means holding on too tightly can cause harm. So trust timing and allow change. Why it fits? Because transformation is your gift, but it requires surrender. Sagittarius. Speak about hope, but don't sugarcoat pain. Your honesty uplifts when it's real. Sagittarius strength. Visionary optimism. You inspire others with your big picture view. This week, hope is your superpower, spread it. Weakness. Restless escapism. You might run from hard conversations or emotions. Overexposure to negativity could trigger avoidance behaviors. The best idiom for the week. Face the music. Take responsibility or deal with the truth. Avoidance delays growth. Why it fits? Because you're the truth seeker, go deeper, not just wider. Capricorn. Build, endure, plan. But don't go emotionally silent. Vulnerability is not weakness. Strength. Strategic resilience. You know how to endure and plan through crisis. You're building long-term answers while others panic. Weakness. Emotional repression. You may bottle up fear or stress. Don't confuse strong with numb. The best idiom for the week. Still waters run deep. That means quiet strength often hides intensity. So, let someone in and share your burden. Why it fits? Because you're solid, but don't carry everything alone. Aquarius. Inspire with your vision, but don't forget to feel the pulse of the people. Strength. Revolutionary ideas. That means you see beyond current systems. In other words, you may get bold insights on how to fix broken structures. Weakness. Detachment. That means you may shut down emotionally. In other words, intellectualizing the pain of the world could lead to numbness. The best idiom for the week. Put yourself in someone else's shoes. That means try to empathize with others' experiences. In other words, stay human, not robot. Why it fits? Because your mind is sharp, but your heart must lead too. Pisces. Channel emotion into creativity or ritual. Let the tides move through, not overtake you. Strength. Intuitive sensitivity. You sense what others can't explain. This week your empathy and dreams may provide comfort or insight to those lost in fear. Weakness. Emotional drain. You may take on too much collective pain. The global tension could blur your personal and spiritual boundaries. The best idiom. Don't lose yourself in the process. That means stay true to who you are, even while helping others. In other words, anchor your empathy with self-care. Why it fits? Because you're the soul of the Zodiac, don't burn out trying to save everyone.
As the sun is continuously releasing energy, opportunities are bright for the taking. So, remember, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and don't forget to stay wise. Your best results come from balance with patience. Thanks for watching. Keep shining, and see you next time.